Are you looking for a free but excellent feed that you can feed young, weaning pigs or feeder pigs? It's Rob from Dowdle Family Farms, and today I'm going to show you how and why I feed milk to our pigs. If you're anything like me, I'm sure you've been looking for ways to reduce your feed cost. There are lots of ways to get free feed for pigs. A lot of people use bread, and while bread is plentiful and free, it's a lot of hassle and it's not very nutritious. While waste bread has a lot of carbohydrates and some proteins and stuff, it doesn't have the proteins and especially the amino acid profiles like lysine that young pigs need. Soybean meal is the most common protein supplement in commercial swine rations. It has a lot of protein and it has a lot of lysine as well. Even though soybean meal is heat treated, it still has some negative nutritional factors for pigs that are less than 20 to 30 pounds. Dairy products, however, have a lot of protein and they also have a lot of lysine. And so they work really, really well to provide that protein and lysine in available forms that young pigs can process. I started feeding milk to pigs when I had a pig that we had to bottle feed. The milk replacer was extremely expensive. And so when it was big enough, I got a lot of the discarded waste milk from the old country store or the gas station close by our house. The distributor had given the store credit for it, and so they let me haul it off and feed it to my pigs. However, every week or so, I would only get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gallons. And while that was a good bit of milk, it wasn't nearly enough for the one pig, much less many of these others. When I realized how much that milk helped that one pig that was growing, I started trying to develop a relationship with our dairy distributor in our area. The dairy distributor has been trying to get rid of their waste milk, or what they call dump. It's just the milk that they pull from the shelves because it has just expired or is about to expire. Most of it is still good. It has not started to curdle or to develop an off flavor yet. Disposing of waste milk is a lot like disposing of manure. Scattering some of it out on a field or a pasture is not a real big deal and can actually be beneficial for a soil life. But when you have a lot of it in small spaces, it can be an environmental nightmare. And the EPA has regulations on how they can and cannot dispose of it. So it's beneficial for the dairy distributor to get rid of the waste milk as long as it's not too much of a hassle for them. So I get the milk from the distribution plant in these cases. This trailer load has 73 cases, which wound up being about 275 gallons of milk. Then we get it to the farm, we get in some shade, and then we dump the milk into the containers that we use to haul them around the farm to feed them to the pigs. In this case, it's an IBC tote. Sometimes we use 55-gallon drums, and occasionally we just used 5-gallon buckets. This process can be quite laborious. Most of the time we get 1-gallon jugs or half-gallon jugs, but inevitably we have a few of these containers that are pints and quarts and occasionally half pints, and they are quite laborious. So it's good if you have some cheap labor that you can use to help. In this case, it is my 3 daughters who are helping prepare this milk. And then we use the pallet forks on the tractor to drive the tote and to dump it into the feeder. Most of these totes and 55-gallon drums have 2-inch drain lines on them, so you can dump the milk out of these containers relatively well. This IBC tote that I'm using has a 2-inch line, it has a ball valve, and it works really, really well. The hose connected to this 2-inch line is only 1 inch, but it works sufficiently. I raise the pallet up high, preferably 6 feet high or so. You got to be careful with the weight, especially with this size tractor. And then I drop the line into the feeder and the pigs go to town, as you can see. They fight, they fuss, they get shocked by the electric fence sometimes. But you'll notice that what begins happening, pigs will drink their fill, and then they'll slowly start to back away from the feeder. They'll get sleepy, they'll lie down, take a nap, and then come back and feed again. Now, some of you will think that this is a small size feeder for this number of pigs, especially pigs of this size, and you are right. But milk is very bulky. For every 9 gallons of milk, you only get about 1 gallon of dry matter feed, so they're drinking mostly water when they're consuming the milk. So they fill up really quickly, and then they come back, and as they're lying down, they make room for all the other pigs. So as long as you feed enough milk for everybody to get some, even the pigs that are the smallest or the runts will be able to get their fill of milk and to get enough nutrition for the day. When we get a whole lot of milk at one time, a lot of times all of our pigs, including our sows and breeders, will get milk. But typically, only our younger pigs and our feeder pigs get the milk. Now, the benefits of feeding milk to the pigs is it's an excellent supplement for lysine and protein, along with some calcium and other minerals for the pigs. This is especially true if you don't have a whole lot of premium feed for the pigs. For example, I have access to a really good swine grower. The problem with it is it's in 50-pound bags. The bulk containers that I used to purchase were just a lot of work and spent a lot of time trying to get them stored on the farm, and I do not have grain bins yet. So the bulk feed that I use is a 12% feed. It's not enough protein and not enough lysine for the pigs, but with the added supplement of this milk, or even with a hog supplement that has a little more protein and a little more lysine, it does make the overall feeding of the pigs a lot easier, and the milk especially is a lot easier to feed to the pigs. It's also good that this milk is being disposed of in an environmentally friendly way. It's marked for human consumption. It can be used for livestock feed. It is safe for them to eat. It is healthy for them to eat, and they help grow a lot faster on the milk. So it's a win-win all around. The problems with feeding milk to pigs is that it is very bulky and very heavy for the nutrition. 1 pound of good high quality feed equals about 9 to 10 pounds of milk, or 1 gallon of milk, so you're carrying around a lot of water with that nutrition. If you spend a whole lot of time and energy in going to pick up the milk and also in unpacking it and then disposing of the containers, it is probably not going to be worth the hassle. We've started working out a system that's very quick and very effective, and so we can get several hundred gallons unbottled within about 45 minutes or an hour with my kids' help. The dairy distributor that I've been working with has gone out of their way to help me, and I've tried to go out of my way to help them because it's a mutually beneficial relationship for both of us. However, if you do not have someone that's you can work with very well, or if you're not going to work with a dairy distributor very well, it's probably not going to work. Now, if you're wondering what you need to get started, first and foremost, you want to make sure that it is legal to feed waste milk to your pigs. In Mississippi, where I'm located, we cannot feed garbage even with a permit. The exception is with pasteurized milk. You can feed it to pigs if you have an exemption letter from the Mississippi Board of Animal Health. I have acquired that exemption letter from Dr. Tim Watson. He emailed that to me recently. He was very helpful, very easy to work with, but some states do require exemptions or permits to feed waste milk, and just about every state will require that it be a pasteurized milk product that you are feeding to your pigs. These pigs have filled up with milk. They're walking off to take a nap before they fill up on milk again, so I'm going to stop this video. But if you have a dairy distributor close by, if they will work with you and if you can work with them, and if you can physically handle the weight of moving all that milk around, it might be worth your while. It'll help supplement your pig's nutrition. It'll be a free but time-consuming way of getting some additional nutrition for your pigs, and it will really, really, really help those younger pigs. It's Rob from Dowdle Family Farms signing off. Don't forget to check out our other videos. If you found this video helpful, it'd make a big difference if you could like the video, give it a good thumbs up, and check out some of our videos on this end screen. Take care and have a great day.